so this is some research by Motorway and CBR, and it's found some really interesting things actually about our pre-loved economy and how much it's grown in the last few years, how much it's predicted to grow in the next few years. So it's currently worth 6.5 billion to the UK economy, which is crazy, and that's almost doubled from 3.8 billion just a couple of years ago, and it's set to double again by 2027. So it's really encouraging for people like me who are like big advocates of buying and selling secondhand to see these kinds of figures.
Okay, and clearly a massive rise there. What do you think's behind it?
Well, the study also gives us a bit of insight into this, and it won't come as any surprise to anyone that, sort of 2/3 of people are saying that money is a really key reason. So they're being motivated by, increased cost of living pressures and trying to sort of shop more cheaply, or, to shop to spend less essentially on sort of essential goods, or even non-essential things like fashion. But people are also motivated to shop in charity shops, to give to a good cause and support a good cause. And then there's 1/3 of people who are really looking for a more sustainable way to shop. So all of those things together, I think, are really driving people to shop secondhand and to take advantage of this booming pre-loved economy that we've got.
Okay, and as well as the places you mentioned, like charity shops, and a lot of this kind of selling of pre-loved goods is taking place online, I believe. Tell us a little bit more about why you think that is.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that it's just much more convenient for people, and people are able to do their research way more thoroughly online than they are sort of if they're taking things to a car boot, for example. So we've got sort of things like women's and men's clothing and books and stationery being sold across different like selling platforms, but also cars and other vehicles make up a big percentage of the pre-loved economy. So that is really kind of the online platforms are really transforming that sector. Sort of using platforms like Motorway, where you can compare prices and make sure that you're getting the right price for your vehicle, because obviously that can make a huge difference in the amount that you're getting in exchange. That could be hundreds of pounds, which is lots of money, and super valuable right now.
Absolutely, and you're someone who obviously knows quite a lot about this sort of thing. So for anyone listening who isn't as up on it all and wants to get a bit more involved and try out and get involved in the pre-loved economy, what tips would you have for them?
Well, I think, start with some rules about, unused items. If you're hoping to start selling things, things that you haven't used or worn for a year or 6 months, maybe there's a rule that they need to be moved on to a new home. And then when you're doing that, when you're doing those big clear outs, instead of just making a pile in the corner of your room, you want to also photograph things and photograph them well, list them, and then maybe even package them up for posting all in one go, so that you don't get hit by kind of the admin of things later on. You also need to sort of choose your platform carefully. So some things sell better on local selling sites, some things sell better on auction sites. So it's really important. And, as you go, you'll learn, but you can also Google these things, and you'll be able to see what's going to sell best where. And then, be open to offers, but make sure that you know the value of whatever it is you're selling and have a sort of reserve in mind that you're not going to go below.